Hey everybody, welcome back to War 6 of Season 26. We're at the halfway mark, so we're 6 wars in. After this we'll have 6 wars left. I'm fighting for the Alliance SAS, and for this war we're matched up against PBT, Prade Battle Team. As of right now, they are ranked number 3 in the game, so they're on a bit of a hot streak, so it's going to be an interesting one for us here. We have 6 fights. Starting off on Pass 6, where we're starting off with a Dr. Doom on Aggression Fury, then we fight a Yellow Jacket, before hopping over to Section 2, where we're on Path 2, where we have a Human Torch and an Elsa Bloodstone, both pretty straightforward fights, and we're ending off our war on Boss Island, fighting a Mojo on the Power Focus 1 SP1 node, and then ending off the war against a Thor Ragnarok on the Power Gain and SP2 mini-boss. This is what we're bringing in Archangel. As per usual, he's taking on a ton of fights here. Taking on 5 of our 6 fights. He's at rank 3, Sig level 20. We're bringing along Human Torch as well. He's at rank 3, Sig level 20, and he's there to take on that Dr. Doom right at the start. And to round out the team, we're bringing in Magneto, House of X. He's just there to help us out with that guidance boost. So we have 6 fights here. Hopefully, Archangel can continue carrying us. Here's our first fight, Node 3, Aggression Fury, Strike Back. We're bringing in Human Torch here. We're going to use Flame On. There's really nothing to it. Just full clench. Don't look back and sprint. Just have to make sure that we get Dr. Doom's Fury stacks under control. That's really the biggest threat. So constantly applying pressure, keeping up the Nova Flames. See if we can get a pretty good chunk of Power Sting damage, should he choose to throw that special one. So here we go. Parry medium, light mediums, just trying to stack as many Nova Flames as I can. I don't want to be in this fight for very long. Doom hits hard. If you mess up, he's pretty punishing. We're able to dex that special one, and he's almost dead. And there we go. 20 seconds in, Dr. Doom's down. Really glad to get off to a good start with this war. And we are headed towards the Yellow Jacket now. Next fight on Path 6. This is Node 12. Yellow Jacket's got Power Alternator and Power Focus 1. This should just be a routine Archangel fight. We will parry heavy, try and stack as many Neuros as possible. You can dex Yellow Jacket. I'm pretty comfortable dexing it, but I figure in a war situation, really there's no point. In my perspective, there's just no point in taking that risk. So if he does throw his SP1, which he probably will because there's Power Focus 1, I'm just going to block it. There's no punishment for blocking it. It should be minimal chip damage. The last thing I want to do is try and dex it, get clipped, and have to deal with a Power Sting. So first few heavies, just trying to get a few bleeds. There we're able to get a poison, just 1 neuro. So fairly slow RNG there. That's all good. 1 neuro is still doing a decent amount of work. It's Power Focus 1, so I don't have to worry about power after this. He throws his SP1, I block it, minimal chip damage there. We have a combat regen boost. There I make a mistake. I was late to punish that neurotoxin stun, and if you notice, he actually did parry me, but I had enough neurotoxins and RNG kind of fell in my favor that his parry stun failed. So slightly lucky there. I don't think it really would have mattered too much. I think I was well on my way to getting the full attack bonus, but definitely got lucky there. So we're hopping over to Section 2, Node 31, Straight Counter, Combat Power Rate, and Power Chain. This should be really straightforward. Another basic Archangel fight, so we'll parry heavy. I probably should re-parry a little bit more just to maximize the amount of poisons I'm putting on the opponent. And with Human Torch, I think there is a little bit more reason to dex the SP1, just to prevent him from getting smolders. I don't think it really matters in this fight. By the time his smolder count does matter, the fight should be over. Something will have gone very, very wrong if I'm worrying about that. Anyways, here we go. Very heavy. We get 1 bleed. Not amazing. But now we're in better shape here. We get our first poison, we get 2 neuros, and he's starting to tick. He's at a special 1, so I'm going to have to decide really quickly if I need to dex it. So I parry the first and dex the rest. And that went smoothly, no worries there. And this fight is pretty much over. Just going to let the last little bit of his health tick down, and he's down. So 3 fights in. They went fairly cleanly so far, so we're in a good position. Here's our 4th fight against Elsa Bloodstone, strike counter power 8, stung once, twice shy. Not much to worry about here, we're going to parry heavy again, and there's no real need to dex anything. We can block her SP1 if we want. We are going to use the guidance boost from Magneto House of X. The parry stun does count as a non-damaging debuff, which she will shrug eventually. It's not right away, there's definitely still enough time to get a heavy in. I just wanted to play this safe. I had 3 pre-fights to use, and with 3 fights left, I figured I may as well use one here. That's a good start. We get a few bleeds on her, get that poison off our 2nd parry, and the fight's pretty much over. We have full control, we have multiple poisons, so we know we're gonna fire off a few more neurotoxins. She fires off her SP1, we'll block the first hit, dex the rest, and she goes down. So there's our 4 path fights. We are headed off to Boss Island to finish out the war. At this point, I think we were down 2-3, so we definitely didn't have any more kills to give if we wanted a shot to close this one out. So here we go, Note 51, Hurt Locker, Power Focus 1, SP1 Bias, and Power Drain. We have a mojo here. It's not much of a game plan here other than I'm going to try not to dex. I'm just going to hope I stack enough neurotoxins so I'm not in the fight as long as possible. I had activated a guidance boost just for the extra attack and less pressure to get my heavy off in time. But as you can see, I got bit by the pre-fight bug here. I activated the pre-fight, saw the icon, and forgot that a teammate of mine, Blazing, he actually placed a Mr. Fantastic pre-fight, so I thought it was good to go, and it turns out my white Magneto guidance boost failed. That's all good. Rattled me for a second as I was trying to figure out what went wrong. That's okay, we're still in a good position. He's at 4 neurotoxins, and his health is ticking. He's probably going to throw his special 1 at some point here, but Power Focus 1 means I don't really have to worry about pushing him to a special 2. That's my fault there. I took my eye off the neurotoxin stun timer, and as a result, I was late to get a heavy off. I was late again there. Thankfully, I didn't pay too big of a price other than a solid chunk of my health. But at the end of the day, all 3 attack bonuses were gained there. That's all that matters. Good lesson for me to learn in the future is if I don't have my eye on the neurotoxins, I'm just not going to punish the stun anymore. So here's our last fight, Node 54 aspect of Evo, SP2, bunch of power gain nodes. This is a Thor Ragnarok. The only threat I have to look out for is his power gain when we hit him 20 times. So the game plan here is to special 1 while he's at 17 hits, because I think the special 1 is 3 hits, and that will minimize the risk of pushing him to a special 3. So that's the biggest thing I want to keep in mind here. We're using our 3rd guidance boost from White Magneto. So that's a great start. We're stacking a bunch of bleeds. We don't get a poison off our first parry, but there we go. We finally get our poison. Just 1 neurotoxin. Not ideal. In hindsight, I probably should have blocked all 3 hits of that special 1. That would have procced 3 poisons. But we're in a good position anyways. I'm keeping an eye on his hit counter. He's at 18, and I should have fired off that special a lot earlier, but he stops at 2.5 bars of power, and no worries, he doesn't throw a special. So there's our 6th fight. We made a few small errors. Turns out we're still picking up little small details and learning things with Archangel. Good things to move forward, just to minimize risk. And it turns out we do win this war. I think the final score was 6-3. Really nice performance from all 3 BGs. I think BG2 got the donut, so props to them for coming through clutch. And as of right now, I think we are 4-1-1 this season, which is essentially 4-2 because a tie pretty much affects your score like a loss. But still a really good start to our season at the halfway mark, and hopefully we can play the second half just as strong, if not stronger. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you at War 7.